Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to Super Series Tuesday. Today's episode is Realtist to the Rescue, and we're so super excited that you have decided to join us today on our sixth episode. Stephanie, can you believe it? This is the sixth episode of Super Series Tuesday.
Final episode for this
And
series.
the final episode. And of course, that's why we thought that bringing Realtist to the rescue would be the best topic for today. So again, welcome to Super Series Tuesday. And today we have a very special guest joining us. I asked her to send over her bio, even though I'm very familiar with our Women's Council of NAREB's president. I asked her to send over a bio. And when I tell you, me reading her bio, I was like, I couldn't have asked for anyone better to join us on this final episode on Series 1. There will be a Series 2, but none other than the Women's Council of NAREB's president, Madam Chandra Ware. And I just want to share with you guys that in reading her bio, first of all, one of the things that I did know is that she was a corrections officer. The thing that I did not know is by the age of 40, Madam Ware owned 40 properties. She has a tagline, and that tagline I share with everyone on Facebook, and it says, "You can never have too much that you can't share, and knowledge is the most important gift to share." Facebook, let's welcome Madam Chandra Ware to the panel. Madam Chandra Ware.
Thank you, Madam Letitia, Madam Stephanie. Yes, my name is Chandra Ware. I'm the Women's Council President of NAREB, NAREB. And the Women's Council is the community service arm of NAREB. With that being said, we participate in a lot of community activities, but our most passionate ones are home buyer education and financial literacy. And I know with the millennials, financial literacy, and I'm not going to say just millennials, it's all of us. Financial literacy is a very key and important part of home ownership. And with me being born and raised in South Central Los Angeles, this is an opportunity that you guys have that I never had. I wasn't aware of any type of financial literacy programs when it came to home ownership. So you guys are very blessed. You're very fortunate to have this outlook or this opportunity, this outcome of financial literacy and what Madam Letitia is doing and Madam Stephanie is doing. Now, when it comes to Women's Council, the benefit of being a member of Women's Council is that you get a plethora of information, a plethora of resources. You get a wide variety of contacts that you would not get if you had not been a member of Women's Council. Some of those contacts are with your local congressmen, with your local lenders that we really wouldn't, how can I say, as a consumer, we get I'm not going to say the peons, but we get the line staff. But being a member of Women's Council, we get the upper echelon, your vice presidents, your presidents, your assistant presidents. So that opens the door for you to gain knowledge that you would not get on the streets. Women's Council, we also conduct home buyer education and financial literacy classes. Yes, some you may not want to sit in an 8-hour class or a 6-hour class, but sometimes it's to your benefit because now you get that one-on-one, that hands-on opportunity to ask questions that you may not be able to ask if you're just reading paraphernalia in relations to financial literacy or home buyer education. Women's Council, a lot of the Women's Council members are certified credit counselors through Credit Smart. We're certified home buyer education counselors through NID and Neighborhood Work. So we get a lot of opportunities to network with departments and individuals who are, as you want to say, the rainmakers or the ones who will sign on the dotted line for you to get those loans. So being a member of Women's Council, and even as a millennial and as a non-real estate professional, it's a benefit. It's a benefit to you, it's a benefit to your family, and it's a benefit to your friends.
Perfect. Well, I thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank Madam Chandra Ware for taking the time out of her day to share the virtual platform with myself, Letitia Grant. I am the chair of Houses in the Car. And in celebration of Madam Chandra Ware joining our virtual platform, I pulled out my pearls. Wanted to make sure that I was properly representing Women's Council. So thank you again, Madam Chandra Ware, and feel free, if you have any questions for our sponsored guests today, feel free, step in, ask any questions. But guys, you heard it from her, Women's Council of NAREB. You do not have to be a licensed real estate professional to join, so check them out. Madam Chandra, what is your website?
Our website is Women's Council of NAREB, NAREB.org, and spell out the Women's Council of NAREB, NAREB.org.
Perfect. Well, we look forward to seeing you there. Madam Stephanie.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stephanie Milburn. I am the campaign manager for Housed in the Car. Welcome to our final episode of Super Series Tuesday. And in Women's Council fashion, I too have on my red and my pearls and my lapel pin, and I do serve as the first vice president in our local chapter. So thank you guys. And I have the pleasure of introducing our speaker for today. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see. All right, so today we have with us Ms. Joanne Gaskins, and she is the Vice President of Scores and Analytics for FICO. Ms. Gaskins oversees the FICO Scores regulatory practice and is responsible for the strategic direction of FICO's analytic solutions and partnerships serving the mortgage industry and capital market space. In her role, Ms. Gaskins works globally in partnership with financial solutions and regulatory agencies to support making better decisions to drive growth, profitability, and customer satisfaction. She is driven by the positive impact that FICO makes on the lives of consumers by working collaboratively with the financial services industry. With more than 25 years in financial services, she has led analytic and product development in efforts which has led to several patents being awarded for new analytic methodologies. Prior to joining FICO, Ms. Gaskins served as president and CEO of Auto Club Trust FSB and executive vice president with Michigan National Bank. So guys, please give a warm welcome to Ms. Joanne Gaskins.
Well, thank you so very much. I am so thrilled to be here with you today. Thank you for the kind introduction. And I am excited to share with you some of the work that we're doing at FICO. As you heard, we are incredibly passionate about making certain that we provide the knowledge that consumers need in order to operate within the financial services network. So we do believe that knowledge is empowerment, and really have worked hard to create a number of tools that we want to share with you today that are available. And we've been so thrilled with our partnership with NAREB. Love the House in the Car program that they are running, and they have FICO's full support for this program. So with that, I'd like to just maybe move into our deck that I have here. Let's see. There we go. All right. So we have here, tried to organize or synthesize the information that we'd like to share with you today about the 5 things that FICO is doing to help consumers access credit today. So the first of which you might be familiar with is that we have a program that we refer to as the FICO Score Open Access Program. But what the FICO Score Open Access Program was designed over 6 years ago and was an opportunity for us to collaborate with the lending community to make certain that they were in a position to share on a free basis to their clients the scores that they were already purchasing for account management purposes. And so it is this wonderful opportunity for the consumer to actually get the real score that the lender uses for making credit decisions, clear and concise manner, as well as the top, what we refer to as reason codes, or the top 2 things that you could think about as to how best to improve your FICO score to get to whatever your financial goals are. And so if I click on this link here, hopefully this is going to work for us. We have a site that we call ficoscore.com, and it has an opportunity for you to actually look to see where you can obtain your FICO score for free. And so there is a list on this site that you can reference that provides the information about all of the lenders participating. And what you'll find is that there are from very small local credit unions to the largest financial institutions that have elected to participate in this program and are more than happy to share the information with you on a recurring basis for how you're progressing on your FICO score. And studies have found that those who are aware and track their score are in a much better position to improve their score over time. So the other thing that we've done is created a learning modules, and there's a number of different places that you can take a look at. On the screen, we're highlighting something that we call the Credit Galaxy game. It truly is a fun game for probably younger individuals to go in and have an interactive experience, test out their knowledge on the FICO scores, and gain additional insights. And so it is for the folks on the line that might like action-packed games and blowing up asteroids. You'll love this game. So then the other is that we have built a growing network of credit and financial counselors to participate in our FICO Score Open Access program. And so the notion here, which was really important, is that we are accrediting credit and financial counselors. They need to be not-for-profit, and they can join our program. And through the program, we are providing all the tools that counseling firms might need in order to properly educate consumers on their FICO score, answer their questions, and also return those reason codes that we talked about earlier in step number 1, so that you can turn those into plain language, actionable pieces of information for consumers to be empowered and take the next steps to actually improve their score. The fourth item here on the list is that we created something that we refer to as the FICO Score Planner, which is a tool that actually can help an individual select what their target goal is. So let's say, for example, I would like to apply for a mortgage in the next 6 months. And when I apply for it, I'd like to know that I've gotten my score to a 720, so I get the interest rate and pricing that I will feel is affordable. And the FICO Score Planner will allow someone to not only simulate those results, but in fact, give them an action plan in order to meet their goals. So it will suggest what are the actions needed to take. Can you make that goal in 6 months? Or could you make the goal in less than 6 months? It's unique to FICO, and we think that it's an excellent tool to consider. The last is here, we do also participate in something we refer to as a FICO Financial Inclusion Initiative. And really, what's interesting here to share with you, I believe, is the fact that FICO obviously started here in the U.S. and we are very accomplished in delivering solutions in the U.S. for scoring solutions, but are now in over 30 countries. And the interesting thing is, as we move to other countries that have different scoring and data available to us, it allows us to think more broadly about what are the things that we can do to help support financial inclusion. And that means, helping those that are underbanked or non-banked or not scoreable today. And so you can find some additional information here on what are the innovations that FICO is bringing to market in order to help assist consumers. In large part, one of the things I'd like to share with you is that we do find using data, which we refer to as alternative data, or data that resides outside of the 3 primary credit bureaus, outside of Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion, can be very helpful in bringing forward those that are new to country or millennials who just haven't built up a credit profile yet. An example of that might be telco data or how you've paid your cell phone bill on time. So those are some of the things that we're working on specifically in the Financial Inclusion Initiative. Now, if we move to the next slide in the deck, this is where I thought it would be fun to take a look at a tool that we have out on our website. There's also instructions on how you could download it if you have your own microsite that you would like to drive attention to. It's a free tool that consumers can insert some information. They do not have to provide any of their personal identifiable information, no credit card, just answer a few questions, and you have the opportunity to get to a very close estimate as to what your FICO score is. So I thought as we went through this today, I would start and go through maybe 2 estimates so that you could see how the tool works. And one of which will, focus on what we might consider someone who has less experience, or sometimes referred to as a thin file. And then we could also look at someone who has a longer term credit history, or maybe a thicker file. So I'm going to link to the estimator now. There we go. Let's see. Oh, that's the directions on how to get there. I must have hit the wrong link. Let me go back. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. My apologies for a little technical snafu there. So here, let's get started. Okay, so again, we're going to start this estimate. It should go fairly quickly, and we'll explain as we go along the fact that we're looking at someone with a little bit less experience. So the first question is, how many credit cards do you have? And so I think we'll start in this case with 1 credit card. Then we're going to say, how long ago did you get your first credit card? So length of experience matters in the FICO score. And so we're going to suggest that something close to 6 and 2 years ago. It's a little bit less experience. And then how long ago did you get your first loan? And that means an auto loan, a mortgage, student loan. And let's say in this case, again, between 6 months and 2 years ago. Okay. How many loans or credit cards have you applied for in the last year? Okay, keep in mind that the FICO score does consider inquiries for credit. And so in this case, let's suggest that we've had 1 inquiry recently. And how long ago was that? So again, recency of inquiries also matters in your FICO score.
Joanne?
Yes.
Joanne, I'm sorry. Your screen, it's not moving with you. Amon said that I think it may be on the other screen.
Okay.
Yeah, you're showing the other screen again. Just pull it back to where this presentation is.
So can you see it now?
No, you have to be looking at it on the laptop. Anything on the other screen we can't see.
Let's see. Well, I'm not confident that I know how to fix this. I am so sorry for that, because it's showing on my laptop screen as well. So let's see if
You can just drag the window from the other screen to the laptop screen.
And you know what? Let's do this. Amon, do you mind? Go ahead and pull it up. Pull up the FICO estimator. and then we can just tap it from yours.
To ask if you're just reading.
I got it. Give me one second.
Shall I stop sharing?
This is the screen you're looking for, right? Can you all see my screen?
No, yours is not showing yet.
No, I think I might need to stop share.
I think, yeah, you have to do stop share, Joanne.
There we go.
Is that it?
We can see it now. Thank you.
Okay. I can walk through whatever you want to walk through here with you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for driving. I appreciate that. Hey, so with that in mind, I think we said we're going to focus first on someone who has a little bit lesser experience. So let's go with one credit card. And then for how long? So why don't we use between 6 and 2 years ago? And then we've got the next question of when was the first loan, and why don't we say 6 and 2 years ago again? 6 months and 2 years. Thank you. How many inquiries? And so I think we want to say 1 there. And then how recently did you inquire? And so why don't we say 3 to 6 months ago? So it's a new piece of credit that we're getting. Okay. And how many of your loans currently have a balance? And so let's use the 0 to 4, because we don't have a lot of experience. And how much do we have outstanding? And so I would suggest, why don't we pick the 5,000 to 9,999. And then if you've ever missed a payment, and so why don't we select that it was 1 to 2 years ago that we missed a payment. Maybe there was a bill that got waylaid, there was something that happened, and we missed just one payment, so we only went 30 days late. Here we go. And so the next question is, what percentage of your total credit card limits do you use? And so we've heard a lot of people suggest that, that they've been instructed to keep it under 30%. So why don't we pick the 20 to 29%? Now, actually, we'd love for people to keep it a little bit lower if they could, but all right. And then in the past 10 years, have you ever experienced a bankruptcy, repossession, or an account in collections? Let's answer no. And there we are. We have our estimate of the FICO score between a 630 and a 680. So what we can see is that with not a significant amount of credit experience, someone does have a FICO score in the range of where you could be considered for a mortgage application and get a mortgage loan. So if we'd like, we can run through it one more time to take a look at a different example. And let's talk about someone who has had a little bit more experience in the past. So let's use 2 to 4 years for how many credit, or 2 to 4 for how many credit cards. Experience, let's make it 8 to 10. Yep. And how long ago did you get your first credit? Why don't we select 5 to 10? So we're going a little bit longer, okay? The number of inquiries, why don't we have had 2? Because we inquiries. And then how recently? Why don't we suggest more than 6 months ago? Yeah. How many of your loans or credit cards currently have a balance? Well, we pick 5 to 6. How much is owed? Well, we've paid them down over time, so let's pick that 1,000 to 4,999. Yep. Okay. Why don't we suggest that maybe in the past they missed one payment? So let's say more than 4 years ago. Because we started to get with credit and we missed something. Okay. And let's use the same 30 days delinquent. And how many are currently past due? Let's say 0. And then what percentage limits? Why don't we say that 10 to 19%? No bankruptcy. And there we go. So that was 695 to 745. So you can see with a little bit of length of experience and a little bit lower balances, there's an opportunity to really get your score to a place that you would like to be able to have it in a position to really access good quality terms for virtually any credit product. Okay, so this could be used over and over again. Fun way to estimate and also look forward to where you think you could get over time. So with that, I think we'd like to return to the PowerPoint. So perhaps I should share my screen again. And my apologies. Let's see, let's move here. All right. So I think the other thing we wanted to share with you today is there are a number of resources available on the FICO Score sites that you could take a look at and or share with others. Let's see. So somehow or other, I'm not on the right page. All right. So in particular light, I wanted to share with you the fact that, with the pandemic of COVID virus coming out, FICO has been very focused on making certain that we have adequate education and tools out there for consumers to navigate these really difficult times. And so each one of these is a hyperlink to a specific article that has been designed for consumers. The first of which, is information about how to protect your credit during the outbreak. We're really making certain that we want to confirm with consumers how important it is to reach out if you need assistance or if you've been impacted during this time period to either your lender or your mortgage servicer, if you happen to have a mortgage. We have a FICO score checklist for coronavirus. We've explained how deferral options work so that one knows what a forbearance is or deferred payment plan and how to ask your lender for that and what are the different types of plans that are available. And so, and also, really critical during this time period as well is how to keep watch over your identity during the pandemic. We know that unfortunately these times like these, at times there are folks that come out that have fraudulent intentions. And so we're wanting to make certain that we provide as much information about how to protect your credit during this time period as is possible. So with that, I think that was the planned content that we had available today. Shall I turn it back over to you?
Yes, perfect. Yeah, go ahead if you would. We do have a couple of questions that are coming in for you guys. And the first question is, are consumers able to add their rent payments to the history?
That is a great question. So there is an opportunity to do so through a couple of various providers. In particular, you'll find both Equifax and Experian have third-party programs where you can get your landlord to report that information with your permission. There's a small amount of that data that comes into the credit bureaus directly, but it is quite small. I would suggest it's probably compromises about less than 4% of those who are actually renters. So I would encourage you to go look at both either Equifax or Experian's consumer websites, and they'll give you more information as how to do that.
Madam Chandra Ware, we have a question for you. And that question was, how do you join Women's Council?
Okay, I'm out. How can you join Women's Council?
Yes, that was a question for you.
Actually, where is that person from? You can join Women's Council by going on the website if you don't have, or if we don't have a chapter in your state. So I would probably say just give me a call or Madam Letitia, but you can give me a call at 832-428-9790. 832-428-9790. And I will let you know if we have a chapter in your city or state. And if not, I'll tell you how you can join when there is no chapter in your state.
Perfect, perfect. Let's see. We have quite a bit of great jobs. Is the Experian Boost good to do? And Joanne, that is going to be a question for you. Experian Boost, and I'm actually unfamiliar with the Boost.
Yeah, so Experian has a program that again is allowing for consumers to permission access to their data. And in particular, it is asking if you want to permission access to your bill payments for either telco or your cell phone bill or your utility bills. And the reason that someone might do that is if they don't have a great deal of credit experience, but have been regularly paying those bills, it's an opportunity for it to be loaded into the Experian Credit Bureau file and an opportunity for someone to boost their score.
Perfect. Okay. So the answer to that question is yes, that's a great thing to do. It's so often that I remember when I initially entered the business, it was during the CISA and NINA days, and we had non-traditional trade lines. But now it sounds like there is an opportunity to get those non-traditional trade lines added to your credit report so that they are no longer non-traditional. Is that what I'm hearing, Joanne?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's an opportunity to make your existing credit file more robust and less concern about whether that information is being accurately reported because it's outside of the credit bureau file. So it's an opportunity to make it expeditious and the consumer's in control. So the consumer gets to decide whether they want that information to be permissioned and included or not.
Perfect. We do have another question. How much does incorrect information, be it name, address, and numerous alias, affect your FICO score?
Excellent question. So any of the information on the credit report that falls into this group of information that we call like the header information, which is name, address, employment, none of that is considered by the FICO score. So that's really important to note. The one thing is if you have had multiple names or aliases, there could be something that we refer to as just a fragmented file, meaning that you would like to make certain that your name is used consistently when you apply for credit so that the file merges together and maybe you don't have more than one file. Something important that just happened recently is is each of the 3 credit bureaus have announced that during this crisis, you have access to your credit report free every week. And so I would highly encourage folk to go out and take a look at your credit report, make sure it's accurate, because if it's not accurate or if you're finding you've got a fragmented file, it's an opportunity to get it fixed.
Perfect. And another question is, what version of FICO is being used by most lenders?
Yep. So the score most widely used in lending is FICO Score 8.
Okay, perfect. I got another comment, very informative. So this is great information for the consumers. The consumers are extremely excited. Awesome. Great job. We are definitely pleased and very excited to have a FICO on this virtual platform. We know that understanding your credit is extremely important, not only to us, but also to our consumers. But in continuing with the title, Realtors to the Rescue, we want to allow our realtors out there. And for those of you that are watching that are unfamiliar with the term realtors, because we are members of a national trade association, which is National Association of Real Estate Brokers. And that is our trade name, realtors. So for our realtors out there, we want to make sure that you have access and an understanding of how you can incorporate the FICO score estimator into your class. your home buyer education class. Oftentimes we will have individuals in our classes that are uncertain, because I know in my office I get often, ma'am, sir, what's your credit score? And the answer is, I don't know. And the FICO score estimator actually gives us an opportunity to run those scenarios or answer those 10 questions. And I actually tried it myself, and it's very accurate with answering those 10 questions to get an estimate of what your credit score is. And I think that that is an amazing addition to any home buyer education class, or even a financial literacy class. Madam Chandra Ware, what do you think about that as far as being president of Women's Council of NAREB?
That would be excellent, because that is a tool that the consumer will need.
Exactly. Madam Stephanie?
I just love the estimator. About 2 weeks ago, we shared it with members of NAREB, and they were excited about this tool, and I think that it'll be a great addition to their business, as well as the Women's Council platform in the financial literacy arena. So I just think it's an all-around excellent tool for us to use as realtors, and to use when we're doing our financial literacy classes.
And as we were giving the last piece of information, we are getting more questions to come in, and the screen is moving a little faster than it was before. And how do consumers get entries on forbearance taken off? And Joanne, I believe that's a question for you.
Sure. So please know that if your a credit report notes that you're in a forbearance plan, and assuming that it is following the CARES Act, which suggests that if you've gone into a forbearance, you should be reported as current, and that's for all government plans, there is no negative impact to your FICO score. So really important to know that. If for some reason you're being reported as a forbearance and you don't believe that you are in a forbearance, then the quickest thing to do is to call your lender or servicer and so indicate. You can also use the dispute feature on the 3 credit bureaus websites to also dispute that information. The lender or servicer has 30 days to respond.
Perfect. Another question, did she state that you can pull your credit report every week for free for the 3 credit bureaus during the pandemic in lieu of once a year?
That's exactly right. So traditionally you could get it once a year off of the annualcreditreport.com site. And they have generously moved to saying you can come get it weekly. I think that that's an incredible benefit for consumers during this tough period of time to go in and make certain that the information being reported is accurate. And so you can stay on top of it. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I don't see anything else coming through. I would like to thank all of our panelists, on our virtual platform. This series 1 has been phenomenal. I don't want to say we, I'm going to speak for myself, and then I'll let Stephanie speak for herself, but I have enjoyed each of our guests. I think that we have brought the community information that they have been seeking and that they desired for very long. And I am so super pleased with the information and with the FICO score estimator, and especially with all the things that are going on in the pandemic, during this pandemic. I will say that once everything there was a freeze, I was very discouraged that we were not going to be able to continue with our 21 city tour. But I do think as a consolation prize, the virtual platform has definitely provided the information and the knowledge that the consumers were requesting from us. And Stephanie?
Yes, Madam Chair, I want to just thank you and the president for allowing me to be a part of this initiative. And Super Series Tuesday has been a phenomenal series. It's been very informative. We've had lots of engagement, and the audience is very excited about what we have to come next. So I've been getting a lot of calls, texts, emails, wanting to know you know, are we still going on at 3? People are really excited. So I'm happy to be a part of something so special. And I want to commend you, Madam Chair, on such a great job of putting everything together. And I'm really, really excited about what's coming. I'm not going to say what's coming next, but we do still have our homeownership Change My Life tomorrow. So we do still have that series coming up. So please join us for Homeownership Change My Life tomorrow, and again on Monday for Millennial Monday.
Thank you so much, Madam Stephanie. Thank you for all of that. I really appreciate it. I was hoping that you'd give the audience a little bit of a teaser for what's coming in series 2.
I was gonna keep it a secret. I didn't know we were ready to share just yet.
Just a teaser. So next Tuesday, actually, our president will be on, and you know he can't hold it. Once he gets excited about something, it's coming out and he's ready to roll with it. So ladies, Joanne, Kristen, Madam President, do you guys have any closing remarks before we release our audience?
I would just like to say thank you so very much for including us. It was a delight, and we're always happy to be a resource here at FICO. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President?
Yes, I would like to say awesome job, ladies. And also, I know we said the name of our organization is Women's Council of NAREB, but we do have a few good men. So if you're a gentleman and you would like to join the Women's Council, you can do so as well.
But you must be gentle.
But yes, you must be gentle.
And if that person that asked about membership is in Houston, I'm the membership chair for our local chapter. Call me.
Well, thank you guys again. Thank you guys for hanging in there with us for these 6 episodes. We look forward to seeing you on series 2 that's scheduled to launch in June. You guys have an amazing day, and Stephanie will see you tomorrow on Homeownership Changed My Life. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.